afternoon. I'm Raleigh Brown. This is another curve flattening concert. I'm seeing little by little people coming in. Only Pam Zappardino has made it onto the chat. Good morning, Pam, or good afternoon, I mean. And I'll just tootle around on the guitar here a little bit until we get a few more people. There's Steve Davidson and Mike Verbeek. So we're up to 3 now. Actually, there's 12 at least. So it's a monumental day here in southeast Pennsylvania because the sun actually came out for the first time in recent memory. Hi, Carol Pred. And how nice that is. We were starting to get pretty moldy here. The ground is wet, the dog is wet. The dog is still on bed rest, and he's being very good right now. My buddy Mark Cosgrove came over earlier, great flat picking champion, and we played a few tunes. He played a few tunes on this guitar. Hopefully he left some of those notes in there for me. And Charlie was pretty good with them. Didn't we manage to not have Charlie jump up? So we're starting to get some people here, little by little. Kathy Craw is here from up there in Canada, and Donna Greenberg from Philly, and Lori Payne from northeast Ohio. And Mike Stillman, I haven't seen you in a while, Mike. Good to see you. And Steve Edelman, Slim Edelman, Ken Nashiff, and Deb Blybe Clark, the birthday girl. So yet again... Happy birthday, Deb. Deb is my good friend and my photographer and my Tai Chi student. All that and maybe even more. And Dave Mason is here from Scotland, Howard Hobbs from Minnesota, Après Midi from wherever he is, and called me Holly and then changed it to Raleigh. Thank you for that. And Sharon March, Andy Pitt. Good to see you guys. Rhonda Scott Merrick is here. So, I will play a song. Oh no, first we'll clunk. Here's to good coffee and good guitars and a good lunch with my buddy Mark and some good guitar picking and a good dog if a injured one. Clunk. And here's to empathy and compassion. So first song from the late great Kate Wolf. I've been walking in my sleep, counting troubles instead of counting sheep. Where the years went, I can't say. I just turned around and they had flown away. And I've been sifting through the layers, dusty books and faded papers. They tell a story I used to know, but it was one that happened so long ago. It's gone away in yesterday, and now I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change directions across the Great Divide. Now I heard the owl calling softly as the night was falling, with a question, and I replied. She was gone across the borderline. It's gone away in yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change directions across the Great Divide. Finest hour that I have seen is the one that lies between the edge of night and the break of day. It's when the darkness rolls away. It's gone away in yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change directions across the Great Divide. It's gone away in yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside, where the rivers change directions across the Great Divide. Kate Wolf, Across the Great Divide. We're going to get in tune here. So I see more people have stopped in. Debbie Moore is here and Johnson Hogg over there in France. And I think that's everybody who has posted here. David Arthur Radcliffe from the UK. Steve Davidson says, I wonder if folks know that she wrote this after her leukemia recurred and she knew there would be no cure for her. That was the Great Divide for her. As a Westerner, she understandably took the Great Divide as a metaphor. I did not know that. I had been told that she wrote it before, and it certainly made sense to me that she would have written it when she was dealing with the leukemia. I find it to be an incredibly powerful song. When I first heard it, I used to hear these guys down in Tennessee who would come out to the camp in the evenings. They weren't at the guitar camp, but they were local musicians, and a few times they sang it, and I just thought, wow, what a really, really great sounding, groove country song. I had no idea who wrote it or anything, and then I finally listened to the lyrics. I decided to learn it and found the lyrics, and then I went, holy moly, this is a powerful song. And so it's, she left us with this great song and a few other really wonderful songs as well. And gone too soon, a young woman. Now this here one, folk melody. Many songs have been written to. This is one of the ones that's been around for a while. Was homeward bound one night on the deep, swinging in my hammock I fell asleep. I dreamed a dream, and I thought it true. concerning Franklin and his gallant crew. With 100 seamen he sailed away to the frozen ocean in the month of May, to find a passage around the pole where we poor sailors do sometimes go. Through cruel hardships they mainly strove, their ship on mountains of ice was drove. Only the Eskimo with his skin canoe was the only one who ever came through. Baffin Bay, where the whale fishes blow, the fate of Franklin no man may know. The fate of Franklin no tongue can tell. Lord Franklin along with his sailors does dwell. Now my burden, it brings me pain. For my long-lost Franklin, I would cross the main. 10,000 pounds I'd gladly give to know on earth that my Franklin does live. Lord Franklin, a traditional song, I believe, or at least an old one. And Bob Dylan took that melody and wrote Bob Dylan's Dream. I know that David Wilcox wrote a song based on that melody, and there's somebody else. They just keep piling up. So I don't have much in the way of announcements today. I'll say hi to the Invisibles, Kit Sarikaku and Judith Fox and Joel Biget and Mario Prue. And I'm going to actually pick up Mario Prue's guitar right here and get used to it for a second. Mario built me this guitar about 10 years ago. And it is a truly wonderful instrument, and especially if it can hold its own right after playing that pre-war guitar. So the next tune I'm going to play is hard to play on those other guitars because I've only had them for a couple months, the two pre-wars, and they're not quite set up the way I need them set up, and I have to find somebody who can really do that for me. But this guitar has been set up and has needed no tweaking for 10 years. I take that back. It might have been tweaked once, maybe 5 years ago. Anyhow, I already said happy birthday to Deb Levy Clark. I want to mention that Cozy Sheridan's camp still has a half dozen places left out in Moab, Utah. I'm going to be out there at the end of October. Really looking forward to that. And I will be in Schenectady this Saturday night at the 8th Step playing backup guitar only. No solo stuff for Magpie, who are doing their 50th anniversary tour. And if you haven't heard them, they're just wonderful. So you should, if you're in the area, think about coming out. It's the 8th Step Coffee House in Schenectady, New York. And it's part of a big theater complex now. I think it used to be a standalone, but now it's been subsumed into kind of in the basement of this big theater complex in Schenectady. Anyhow, you can find a link to that on my page. And I see Laura Jackson Selden is here, and Bunny Barnes, and Ginger Hopper. And Dave Mason says Martin McNeil is on tomorrow at 9 o'clock UK time, which I believe is 4 o'clock here. And Susan Cattaneo is here. Susan, my dear, and wonderful songwriter from the Boston area and singer, and just all-around great person. And I said hi to Bunny Barnes and Ginger Hopper, and Roger D is here on YouTube. Let's see if I'm missing anybody. Peter Zerblis and Howard Hobbs and Connie Adams and Leonard Augustine. I missed some of you guys. And Jim Greco is here, my buddy from up near Rochester. I think that's pretty much everybody. If I miss anybody, I apologize, but the show must continue to move along. So I do not know other people's schedules. I got here late because I had lunch with Mark, and I didn't have a chance to look them up. So usually Slim Edelman is on Fridays. He will announce if he is and what time. Warren Bendler is usually on Saturdays. I don't know if Bunny is ready to do online stuff again. She's been doing a lot of traveling and live stuff. I will not be here on Sunday morning because I'll be driving back from Schenectady. So we will see you again on Wednesday for me. And that means I should mention that Cozy Sheridan will probably be doing her Tuesday morning stream because I won't get to tell you that on Sunday. I think that's all I got. I mentioned the Invisibles. There is, as always, a PayPal link here to try and help cover the ever-mounting veterinary bills that Charlie piles up. What a dog. And like that. Okay. So this is a instrumental I wrote. It's in the classic rag style, a 2-part classic rag rather than a 4-part. And it's called the Slumming Angel Rag. Angel Rag. And that song was written, the title for that song comes from a quote from Raymond Chandler writing about Ross MacDonald. And they are certainly two of the big three American noir mystery authors, the third being Dashiell Hammett. Raymond Chandler wrote that Ross MacDonald wrote about Los Angeles like a slumming angel. And I always liked that image. So I took it. I stole it for the name. Anyhow, I have one more song for you. Thank you for the kind words from Warren and from Susan Cattaneo. And Robin Gray is here. Warren will be on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time with his 2 Eastman guitars. And let's see if Slim isn't playing this week or next, but he will be on the following Friday. So that there's plenty of time for that. And Alan Peters is here, another Old Kent guy. Not necessarily old guy, but a guy from Old Kent, let's put it that way. And like that. So it's great to see all of you here with me today. I've always enjoy playing for you. So this is another one I wrote, and you know, it is what it is. Hear those birds a-singin', see those leafy trees, smell the new-mown grass at dawn, feel the morning breeze, turn on all your senses, ain't that sky so blue, get out into nature, that's what I'm gonna do. Well, I went out to the park and I sat down in the grass. I was remembering that Beatle who wrote all things must pass. And I thought about enlightenment and how I'd see it through. You know, I'm getting near my sell-by date. There'd be a lot for me to do. I want to hear what can't be heard. I want to see what can't be seen. I want to travel the cosmos in a yellow submarine. I want to learn the songs of birds and go with them as they fly. I want to spend more time outside, 'cause time is passing by. I asked a friend on his deathbed what he'd regret when he died. He said he wished he'd had more women and that he'd spent more time outside. Well, I don't care about the women, well, maybe just a few, but I plan to spend more time outside, and that at least is true. I want to hear what can't be heard. I want to see what can't be seen. I want to travel the cosmos in a yellow submarine. I want to learn the songs of birds and go with them as they fly. I want to spend more time outside, 'cause time is passing by. So thank you again for joining me today. It's good to see you all. So be happy and be healthy. Be brave and be calm. Be kind, it's a snap. And if you get cranky, take a nap. So I will see you either in Schenectady, New York, if you stop up, or I'll be back here next week, next Wednesday. In the meantime, have a wonderful week. I wish you all the best. Bye-bye.